So I'm seeing a lot of stuff like this all over the internet after last night's debate between Trump and Harris. Polls overwhelmingly saying that Trump won. Comments saying that Trump won while simultaneously complaining about moderators fact-checking, Kamala getting the questions ahead of time, and not answering questions. So my question is this. If Trump won, what are we complaining about? Let's talk about it. I'm seeing lots of people on the internet claiming Kamala got the questions before the debate. They're saying this because this woman was prepared. She obviously had done her homework, and it showed. In the beginning, she was a little bit nervous and her answers seemed pretty rehearsed and mechanical, but as she warmed up, her preparation held her in good stead. And disappointingly, we hardly got any of that word salad that she's famous for. She obviously had put a lot of effort into preparing for this debate and probably even planned out which insults were best to insult Trump with.
You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
However, to those who claim that she got the questions ahead of time, maybe she did and maybe she didn't. All I'm going to say is it can't be that hard to prep for this kind of debate. You know they're going to ask the same questions about immigration, abortion, economics, and foreign policy that they always do. All that's required is a little prep on each topic. Trump, as usual, seemed to be winging it, which was probably pretty frustrating for people who are really into politics and were hoping for some hard-hitting responses. However, for the average Trumper, it was business as usual. Now, to the people who complain that Kamala got away with not answering questions, so did Trump. Yes, the moderators pushed back on him a little bit more, but not to the point of getting an answer. At this point, I wonder, why do we even have the questions? Why don't the moderators just say, immigration, go? It's not like their questions are even getting answered. Unless they're asking Kamala to bash Trump, to which she happily replies.
But I do want to ask you about something that's come up in the last couple of days. This was a post from President Trump about this upcoming election just weeks away. He said, when I win, those people who cheated, and then he lists donors, voters, election officials, he says will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences. One of your campaign's top lawyers responded saying, we won't let Donald Trump intimidate us. We won't let him suppress the vote. Is that what you believe he's trying to do here?
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people.
So, yes, the moderators were obviously biased, pressing Trump much more than they pressed Kamala. However, I will say that they did give Trump more rebutting time than was allotted, although I don't know that this was done willingly.
The American people.
Vice-President Harris. Thank you. Lindsay?
Vice-President Harris, in your last run for president.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy with a fake Russia investigation that went nowhere.
We have a lot to get to. Lindsay?
Those with complaints about the fact-checking, I do think are justified as well. Moderators were perfectly happy to push back on Trump about the cat debacle in Springfield.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from television.
But the people on television saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
But didn't bother correcting Kamala when she repeated the many times debunked claim that Trump had called Nazis very fine people. Moreover, they were absolutely incorrect when they fact-checked Trump for his comment on afterbirth abortion.
And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
As a Minnesotan, I know that Governor Walz signed a bill into action removing the obligation to care for babies that survived abortion. Since 2019, according to the Minnesota Department of Health, there have been 8 babies who survived abortions and were left to die in the hospital without any attempt to preserve their lives. This is absolutely happening. So who won? Well, I don't know, and I don't know that it really matters. Each side is going to say their candidate won no matter what. I just think it's a little bit disingenuous to say that Trump decisively won and then to go around making excuses for what? His win? So, all in all, it was a pretty boring debate. More of the same thing that we've heard a million times. All I'm going to say is that if Vivek had debated her, he would have wiped the floor with her. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe even learned a little something.